Hello everyone. In previous lectures of CPM, critical path method, we have discussed how to draw the network, then critical path, earliest start, earliest finish, latest start, latest finish time, and total project duration. Now in this lecture, we will discuss floats. So float means free time. This is free time and three types of free time. First is total float. So first, what is total float and how we will find? And we are discussing this total float with this 2 to 4 activity. For this 2 to 4 activity, then we can find for others easily. So total float means we can delay a particular activity with how much time? So suppose we are talking about this 2 to 4 activity. So earliest start time for this activity 2 to 4 is 4 and latest finish time of this activity is this 21. So total available time from 4 to 21 hours, that is 17 hours. And you need to finish this activity in 10 hours because 2 to 4 activity duration is 10. So from this 17, from this we will subtract this duration 17, then you will get 7. This means if you have total 17 hours available and you need to complete this activity in 10 hours, so this means you can float your activity. You can shift your activity by 7 hours. This is considered as total float time. So this is for this 2 to 4 activity. Now from this 2 to 4 activity, again we can explain all the other other floats. Now we are talking about free float. So I am copying this 2 to 4 activity, only 2 to 4 activity especially to explain this concept of free float and total float. So this is the activity 2 to 4. So in this 2 to 4, you will see this is the starting point of the activity. This 2 node is the starting point. So this is considered as tail of the event. And this is the end point. So this is considered as head of the event. And difference of this L and E is considered as slack. So if you need to find head event slack, so you will subtract this L4 minus LE4, then you will get 21 minus 21, this equals to 0, and this is considered as head event slack. This is at head, difference of L and E. In same way, you can do this activity for tail also. So tail event slack, TES, that is L2 minus E2. So L2 minus E2, this is equals to 11 minus 4, and this equals to 7. So this 10 tail event slack for this activity 2 to 4 is 7. So free float. This free float, this one. Free float means we have availability of free time without affecting the next activity. This means if this activity, suppose we have one more example for this. Suppose there are 3 tasks in an office, 1 to 3, and first task is 1, then we will complete second task, then we will do third task. And office hours is 9 to 5. This is the earliest start time. This is latest finishing time. And to do this activity, expert will come at 2 p.m. and he needs to complete this activity 1 hour. 1 hour required to complete this activity by this expert to do this third activity. So without affecting this period, this first activity can be completed within this period. This means total, if we talk about this second activity, total float is 9 to 5 minus 2. That is, if you are talking about 9 to 5, there are 8 hours and this is 2 hours required. So total float is 6 hours if the activity is only second activity. But at 2 p.m., earliest time of this next activity 3 is 2 p.m. So without affecting this next activity, this activity has how much time? So this is from 9 to 2. So this 9 to 2, 9 to 2 means how many hours? 5 hours. And activity is of suppose 2 hours. So remaining hours is 3 hours. This 3 is considered as free float. Free float means without affecting the next activity. So without affecting this third activity, earliest start time of this activity, the remaining time is considered as free float. So formula for free float is what? Free float is total float minus head event slack. So total float for this activity is 7. And for this 2-2 activity, this 2-4 activity, this is tail event, this is head event. So in 2-4 activity, this is head event, this 4 is head, and head event slack is 0. So from this total float, 7, we will minus this head event slack, that is 0. So this equals to 7. In the same way, to find independent float, we will subtract this tail event slack from this free float. So formula for this is free float minus tail event slack. So for this activity, free float is 7. And for this 2-2 activity, this 2 is tail event. So tail event slack for this activity is this 7. This TES for this 2 tail, this is 7. So this is 7 minus 7 equals to 0. Now we can find all these floats, but before that, we will see one more thing. As we have this critical path, 1 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 6. So this is 1 to 3, 3 to 4, and 4 to 6. At this critical path, all the floats will be 0. So we can write directly these floats as 0. Now you need to calculate only other floats. So we are calculating at 1 to 2 total float. So this is earliest start time, this is latest finish time. So 11 minus 0 minus duration. So this is 11 minus 0 minus duration. So this is equals to 7. Now free float is total float, this 7 minus head event slack. In 1 to 2, this is head event slack, 11 minus 4, that is 7. So 7 minus 7 equals to 0. This free float is 7. Now tail event, tail is this 1. So difference of L and E is 0. So 7 minus 0 equals to 7. Now the next activity 3 to 5 in 3 to 5. 3 to 5 means from this location to this location, 3 to 5. So this is E, this is L, difference 17 minus 16. 17 minus 16 minus duration of this activity is 10. So minus 10. This is not 16, this is 6. So 17 minus 6 minus 10, this equals to 1. And head event slack for this 3 to 5 activity, this 17 minus 16, that is 1. So total float is 1, head event slack is 1, so this equals to 0. Now this free float is 0, free float minus tail event is 0, 6 minus 6 equals to 0, so this is 0. Now for 5 to 6, this 5 to 6, this last activity, total float, this 29 minus 16, that is 13, 13 minus 12, that is 1. And for free float, total float minus head event slack is 29 minus 29, so this is again 0, so this equals to 1. And for independent float, we will write this free float 1 minus tail event slack, tail is this for 5 to 6, so 17 minus 6 is tail event slack, so 1 minus 1 equals to 0. So this is the calculation of total float, free float, independent float. These are available free time. So I hope you understand this concept. So please like this video and subscribe my channel Ganit Coach. Have a nice day. Thank you.